All right, so we're back to another freestyle thread here. We're gonna do the SOBR asset, and we're actually gonna do this just like a match of speed chess. Okay, so since time is actually running very short and a lot of requests are coming in, I'm starting to introduce this freestyle thread so that you can be able to see how my process goes as fast as I can. Okay, so this is the challenge. It's just for me to do it as fast as I can to see how accurate we can be. So okay, so I always start with a daily chart. Okay, just know that. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for coming back once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an SOBR speed style, freestyle thread of analysis, okay? Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa. With that said, let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so right off the bat, I start off with the daily chart just to see exactly what's going on with the asset, and right away I can see that there is a massive dip right over here, which is actually okay. TradingView software is telling us that there was a split here of 1 to 3, so that is likely as to why that happened there. So now the next thing is I want to be able to test its geometry, so I'm going to pull up a fib level here from this swing high to this swing low, because likely this area here is probably a 618 fib. So let's pull a fib here to that low of that swing low, and what do you know, we have the 3-spot 618 as a direct resistance right up here. So yes, we are following market geometry. That's looking pretty good. Another thing I can notice here is that we are definitely making a series of higher highs while the price action actually made some converging lines actually. So this leads me to believe that we are potentially in a type of ascending broadening wedge in this case. So let's go ahead and just pull. Yeah, it would likely be something like this. So let me just see what we have here. Let me get all those trend lines at the bottom here and just take a look. Okay, so it could be likely something like this. Okay, so yes, this is a broadening descending wedge. We can see test number 1, 2, and oh man, this could be wow, it actually did a 3 and a 4. It actually tried to come back up again for a 4th test, but it failed that 4th test, and of course coming all the way back down. Just by looking at price action here, it looks like it's a nice little bull flag here, but that could actually be a bull trap. Why do I say that? Is because there is still the price objective to be met, which is usually located at the very bottom of the I'm sorry, at the genesis of the formation itself. So in reality, I am looking for a target of a low of 80 cents, so 80.15 to be exact. Okay, so this is potentially going to come down here and realize, and as you can see here, that level, let's go ahead and make a trend line all the way across. You can see that it's very much a confluent area of support and resistance. Lots of confluence here. Okay, so it is this can likely be an area of inflection. Okay, so this is looking like a continuation to the downside is very likely. Now let's load up some of the ARC-Series Crypstex indicators just to see if we are getting a short signal in any of them. First of all, we're going to start off with the ARC Enhanced MACD, which by the way, these indicators are available to you. They are now live and can be acquired by you. Just make sure to send me a DM and I will be able to show you or give you the details as to how to acquire these. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the immediate short-term time frame. So let's look at the hourly. Okay, so the hourly enhanced MACD is suggesting a short signal. So it is giving us a sell signal starting from right up here. And even though we've actually recovered a little bit, it still is suggesting that downside continuation to this bottom area here. Okay, so enhanced MACD is giving us that suggestion. Now let's look at the ARC DBSI, which is actually a statistical indicator. In this case, it gives us a score, a cumulative score based on the candle count. Okay, so now it gives us the percentages right up here. It looks like the bears are winning by 72%. So this is 28 on the bull side. So yes, this is all. And now also it has printed this red dot here, which usually gives us a sell signal. So a continuation to the downside is also likely per the indicators. 2 of them now. Let's open up one more indicator to see if we get some confluence with downside signals. So we're gonna open up now ARC Armor. Okay, so let's go ahead and mute or get the DBSI out of the way. And what do you know? ARC is also printing a short signal right here. This indicator is comprised of several exponential moving averages. They're placed algorithmically within a chart so that we can get a wave of motion. In that wave of motion, we do get buy and sell signals as well. So we do get along here. It went up. We have a short signal here. It has come down. It has come up a little bit in the immediate short-term 1 hour time frame, but it's still honoring that short signal alongside the enhanced MACD. Enhanced MACD is actually giving us a short signal starting from right up here. Now ARC Armor is a little less aggressive than the enhanced MACD, giving us a short signal right here. And now DBSI, where was that short signal? It's giving us with a lesser aggressive take right at this candle here. So I am getting multiple signals to the downside here. So let's go ahead now and open up the 4 hour chart and get rid of these indicators for now so that we can gauge a downside target. Okay, so I can already see I can already see that we're in a descending broadening wedge here on the 4 hour chart. So we can actually make a quick little drawing like this. This is going to be very discretionary, please mind you. Okay, so now we can take the other trend line and make it just like this. Actually, we'll put it from potentially this here, which actually could be modified to, yeah, that's looking a little better. Okay, so yeah, we are in now test number 2 of that resistance take. Okay, so in this case, we would be looking at potentially a short-term upside to test the $1.04 or just slightly under before continuing on to the downside. And guess what? The bottom of this, the bottom of the trend line that we're looking at per the ascending broadening wedge is also sharing some confluence with the bottom of this trend line from the broadening descending wedge. So the broadening descending wedge would present an upside continuation, but it does have to follow the golden rule of 3 first. We have test number 1. Actually, it could be test number 1 and 2. 3 would actually present the biggest capitulation event, which is yet another signal to the downside. And then we would actually make a true attempt at breakout on test number 4. Okay, so there is still some downside to consider for this asset. Now let's just see if there's any confluence with the fib levels. Okay, so let's take it actually to the swing high and see what we have. Okay, so here we go. And what do you know? We have the 1 spot 618 at 81.13. The bottom target is 80.40, so it's literally less than a cent away. So yes, this 1 spot 618 is usually where the trade likes to psychologically take things to price action. Okay, so if I were long in this position, I would still consider some downside or still expect some downside. Loading up some moving averages, now we can see that we have converted the SMA 10 into a form of resistance, which can only suggest a continuation to the downside. If we load up some EMAs, we can actually potentially see that we are still looking at downside as well. This is also a form of resistance, and as you can see, we can actually use the SMA 10 and the EMA 7 alongside the NOT 786 at $1 before continuing on to the downside. Okay, so $1 is suggested, and then also the top of this trend here is at about 104. So we have a resistance range of between $1 and 104 before continuing on to the downside. Please watch your longs. Know that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I can't suggest for you to buy or sell any assets, okay? So I think, oh yeah, if you want to consider joining the ARCa trading community, the links in the description will be included there for you to do so. Okay, but I think this is as fast as I can do it, and as a quick update for you guys who are holding SOBR, so please watch your longs, but there could be a potential continuation of this range trading here before an upside move can be realized, unless a fundamental catalyst appears. Okay, but with that said, now I wish you well, I wish you a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.